Russia has invaded Ukraine. The attack began early this morning. Most of Ukraine was fast asleep. They were woken up by loud explosions.
We are living in a wartime world. After decades, the world has seen an army crossing its border to invade another country. If you are a country like the USA, you can destroy a nation and get away with it. If you are not the USA but Russia, you will have to face consequences. The world will put you in the list of most sanctioned country. So the same happened with Russia. After the attack on Ukraine, Russia has faced a series of sanctions. This includes removing Russia from SWIFT system, which is the backbone of financial transactions between countries. Everything seems to be collapsing for Russia, but 1.5 years later, Russia is doing better than the whole Europe. In this video, we will understand why and how. Now, before we start about the current scenario, it is important to understand the history between two nations. Russia and Ukraine have a long history of close ties. Ukraine was once part of the Russian Empire and later the Soviet Union, which created strong cultural, economic, and political connections between the two countries. In 1991, when the Soviet Union collapsed, Ukraine gained independence and established its own diplomatic relations with Russia and other nations. In late 2013, tensions grew between Russia and Ukraine when Ukraine's president Viktor Yanukovych turned down a partnership with the European Union. Instead, he chose to strengthen ties with Russia, which sparked protests called the Euromaidan movement. The protesters wanted closer links with Europe, more transparency, and an end to corruption in the government. By February 2014, the situation escalated, leading to violent clashes in Kyiv and President Yanukovych being removed from power.
Tension rising around the world as Russian President Vladimir Putin casts his shadow across the boundary of Europe and Russia. Tonight, his troops are holding firm in a corner of Ukraine known as Crimea.
After the political upheaval in Kyiv in March 2014, Russia took control of Crimea, a region in Ukraine, through a controversial referendum that most of the international community did not accept. This action caused increased tensions between Russia and Ukraine, leading to significant sanctions from Western countries against Russia. Following the annexation of Crimea, armed conflict broke out in eastern Ukraine, specifically in the Donetsk and Luhansk regions. Pro-Russian separatists declared themselves independent, which worsened the relationship between Russia and Ukraine. The conflict has resulted in many casualties and forced civilians to leave their homes, further straining the situation between the two countries. After a long tension between two countries, Russia finally attacked Ukraine on February 24, 2022. In response, the world, and particularly the West, put 7 to 8 rounds of sanctions on Russia, making the country the most sanctioned country in the world, even more than North Korea.
Over the past year, the West has unleashed a far-reaching package of sanctions that it hopes will cripple Russia's war machine. This includes freezing the Russian central bank's access to hundreds of billions of dollars in foreign currency reserves.
Despite facing extensive international sanctions for 1.5 years, the Russian economy has shown surprising resilience amidst challenging circumstances. The IMF initially predicted a severe 9% drop, which could have even gone up to 15%. But the actual decline stood at 3.3%. Although inflation rates remain high at 12%, the economy's slight growth of 0.3% projected for 2023 is a positive sign. Oil plays a crucial role in Russia's ability to navigate through the ongoing conflict, with over $165 billion in oil sales contributing 65% of the country's total revenue. Notably, India, China, and Turkey have been key buyers of Russian oil, securing deals at substantial discounts. However, the decline in natural gas revenue by 45%, which should have come from Europe for winter, presents a new challenge. Despite these hurdles, the Russian economy has managed to find ways to adapt and sustain itself, albeit with reliance on strategic energy exports and seeking alternative markets for growth. The Russian economy, despite showing some resilience amidst challenging circumstances, has been facing numerous difficulties due to the ongoing war and international sanctions. While the country had made significant reserves for the war effort, these measures have adversely affected Russian citizens' access to regular supplies, leading to hardships for many. the reduction in foreign investment has further strained the economy, and some major projects, like the 25 billion ruble project in St. Petersburg, have been cut to allocate funds for the war.
And the world economy and industries across sectors are reeling under the impact of supply chain issues. Auto industry grapples with supply issues. Reports said just over 750,000 cars will be sold on the market by end of this year, and the figure represents 51% drop in sales year on year.
The impact of the conflict has also been felt in various industries. Entire car factories have been shut down, and car sales have declined by a staggering 60% due to shortages of parts. As people face tough times, they have been forced to cut back on their expenses, resulting in reduced spending and decreased consumer confidence. Real estate prices have taken a hit, with a substantial 30% slash in value. The central bank has responded with sharp interest rate increases to control the falling ruble, but this could lead to potential high default rates and financial instability. The consequences of the war have also trickled down to everyday businesses, as restaurants experience a significant drop in revenue. With people struggling financially, they have less disposable income to spend on dining out, causing restaurants to suffer. These difficulties showcase the multifaceted challenges the Russian economy is currently confronting, with both citizens and industries feeling the impacts of the war and international sanctions. In conclusion, the economic journey of Russia amidst the highest sanctions in the world has been nothing short of remarkable. Despite facing immense challenges and international pressure, Russia has displayed resilience and adaptability. The country's ability to navigate through the storm of sanctions and conflicts while maintaining a degree of economic stability is a testament to its strategic planning and resourcefulness. However, it's important to recognize that this resilience has come at a cost. The war and sanctions have had a significant impact on the lives of Russian citizens, with regular supplies becoming scarce and everyday expenses becoming more challenging. Reduced foreign investment, closed car factories, and declining real estate prices have all contributed to the complexity of the economic landscape. As we continue to monitor the developments in the Russian economy, it becomes clear that there are no easy solutions. The road to recovery and growth will require careful considerations and strategic decisions. Whether Russia can further adapt and find sustainable avenues for growth remains to be seen. Thank you for joining us in this exploration of Russia's economic survival amidst turbulent times. The story of Russia's resilience is still unfolding, and we will continue to keep a close eye on the developments in this captivating economic landscape. Remember to like and subscribe to MBA Masterclass for more in-depth analyses on global economic trends. Until next time, stay curious and informed.